All right, this is the copyright disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. And this video is not for any monetary gain. It is explicitly for the reasons stipulated in the Copyright Act of 1976 under Section 107.
Can we and all nations not live in peace? In our obsession with antagonisms of the moment, we often forget how much unites all the members of humanity. Perhaps we need some outside universal threat to make us recognize this common bond. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside.
All right, Shalom. We are the Hebrew Israelites from the Indianapolis branch of the Great Millstone. We're here to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well in teaching us this 100% truth. Salutations to them and my fellow Akim who labor in this truth week in and week out on the highways and byways. Also salutations to the hopeful elect of the scattered 12 tribes of Israel, scattered to the four corners of the earth that be like it to the speckled bird, also known as your Israelite foreigners and your so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. To you, we say Shalom.
Shalom.
All right, just get right into it. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 13, beginning verse 1, and it reads, And it came to pass, after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night. And lo, there arose a wind from the sea, it moved all the waves thereof. Verse 3, And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all things trembled that were seen unto him.
Right, and this man is talking about Yahawashi. All right, because contrary to you wacky tacky Christians' opinions, Yahawashi is going to come back and he's going to put down all rule and authority.
Right,
and when he show up, it's going to be chaotic on the scene. Because it says in Luke that what Yahawashi said, and what matter of fact, I'll get it because I don't want to misquote it. He spoke about a fire being kindled, man.
Yep.
All right, so this is Luke 12:49. I am come to send fire on the earth, and what will I if it be already kindled? Right, because when Yahawashi show up again, it's going to be a chaotic scene.
Yep.
You're gonna have race wars going on. The MOTB going to be being made mandatory. People going to be receiving it. Especially the unbelievers of our people, they're gonna be getting it. The 2/3. You're gonna have the nations fighting one another. All right, and then when Yahawashi show up and see all this going on, guess what? They're gonna well, it's gonna read into it, but basically, they're gonna turn and fight against our Lord. All right, we're gonna read into it in 2nd Ezra, 13.
Right,
and
right.
then also keep in mind too that the nation that's on top right now, which is the nation of Edom, all right. They're the top of Yahawashi's hit list because Isaiah 63 even going to that. Who was this that come from Edom with diagrams from Basra, right? And that goes into what? Yahawashi taking down Edom. All right, because Edom will be in the last ruling heathen nation, all right, before Yahawashi put them down and then implement the kingdom of heaven, which is by default the kingdom of Israel.
I just want to go back over that verse 2. It says, And lo, there arose a wind from the sea that it moved all the waves thereof. And it was, like you said, it was Yahawashi, but that sea is not the actual ocean. You got to remember, you have waters above the firmament.
That's right.
And waters below the firmament. So he's coming from the heavens.
Yep.
Okay, above the firmament, out of that other dimension.
Yep. The Hebrew word there is mayim.
Yep.
And that's how you that's how you read it in the Lord's Prayer, Shabbat Shemayim, in the heavens. You got it, bro.
All right. Back in 2nd Ezra chapter 13, verse 4, and it reads, "And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it feeleth the fire."
Right. You want to build there?
Yeah. That's those concentrated laser beams, and that fire, it's not literally coming out of his mouth; it's coming out of his chariot.
That's right.
Okay. And he's going to destroy everything. Turn stuff into powder, like it says later on in 2nd Ezra 16.
Just thinking about that too. I'll get it.
Okay.
I'll get it back here real quick. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 16, and I'll start at 9. It says, "A fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it?" It says, he shall cast lightnings, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid? The Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder in his presence.
God. So if you remember the last War of the Worlds, when that laser beam hit, any person it touched, it's just just disintegrated them into powder. Beat them into dust. All right. It says verse 5. So back to 2nd Ezra 13, verse 5. "And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of a number from the four winds of the heaven, to subdue the man that came out of the sea."
Exactly, and that's going to be what? It's going to be the different militaries of the earth, man.
Yep.
It's going to be fighting amongst each other, but then when they see Yahawashi and the angels, they're going to turn and fight against Yahawashi and the angels. All right, because that's going to be the war in heaven.
Huh.
All right. Matter of fact, I'm holding it at Revelation 12.
Okay.
And verse 7 it says, "And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels, and prevailed not." Now Michael is the archangel, all right, because Yahawashi ain't gonna come along again.
Right.
He's coming with Michael the archangel, and the rest of the angels is gonna be with him. You know what I'm saying? And they and you gotta think about it too. The angels, they're not of this world.
Nope.
Look,
it only took 2 to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah. Yep.
So he's coming with a fleet of angels, right? Like it says in Psalm 68.
I'm about to get that now.
Come on.
Psalm 68:17. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 68, verse 17, and it reads, "The chariots of Yahawashi are 20,000, even thousands of angels. The Lord is among them, as in Sinai in the holy place."
There you go. The Lord. That's the Lord is in the lowercase. So you look that up. It'll say probably Adonai, but it's really Adawan, which referring to our Lord Yahawashi. Okay, because he says that what as in Sinai, because that's whom the Most High sent on his behalf, or to act, or to be a representative of, or a mediator, all right, to give Moses the tablets with the laws, commandments, statutes, and judgments. So yeah, man, going back to Revelation 12, all right, and keep in mind it said what, even thousands of angels. So the brother mentioned that it only took 2 angels to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah. So guess what? He's coming back with the thousands of angels. All right, the thousands of angels going to tear this fucking place up, man.
Yep.
It says back in Revelation 12 and verse 8, "And prevailed not, neither was their place found in any more in heaven." Right, because the way they're gonna be destroyed, okay, is gonna be so fast that you read to 2nd Ezra 13, it tell you ain't gonna be left but nothing but smoke and the smell of dust. All right.
Yep.
Or dust and the smell of smoke, if I'm kind of misquoting.
Yeah, what did he also say? In 1 hour, this place is going to go down. So, yeah, it's going to be quick work. Very, very quick work.
Yeah, light work. Light work for the angels, and Yahawashi and the angels. It's going to be light work for them because, why? This ain't nothing to destroy. Spiritual powers, man.
Yeah. The one again into we was talking about when those other nations get ready to fight Yahawashi. That's pretty much Lord put that spirit on Ronald Reagan to say that at the 1987 UN meeting. That was a clip we had at the beginning of this lesson. About a force that they're gonna have to all come together. So they know the scriptures.
Yep.
Okay, and you got to think. Fast forward to the end of 2019. What did a Trump form a space force for? Okay, they know something is out there.
This is real quick. Ezekiel 28:3 says, "Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee." So hey, these devils know, man. How you think they're able to push lies and deception? Because they know the truth.
Yep.
But it wasn't meant. All right, it wasn't a part of the Lord's will. They live in the truth.
Right.
All right. It was for us. But they know the truth. In order to tell a lie, you gotta know the truth, because if somebody knows the truth, you can't manipulate them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
They won't be deceived by your lies.
Right.
Okay. All right. And then you go into the fact that them knowing, well, Zechariah 5, it says what, that the chariots, right? Because Zechariah, he's seen the flying road, which is a saucer shaped chariot. It says he's gonna enter into the house of the thief. And who's the fucking thief?
Yep.
Issa, you want to say something?
No, I was gonna say, and he described it as a wheel within a wheel. And when you, what do they call it on TV? A flying saucer. If you look at an old school saucer that held like a coffee cup or something like that, it would actually be a wheel within a wheel.
Yep.
All right.
Like Ezekiel described it. Yep. Say the wheel in the midst of a wheel. So, again, they know that the angels out there, they see them on the imagery when they appear. All right, when they come from the fourth dimension, which is the spiritual realm, to the third dimension, which the naked eye can see.
Yep.
So they know they out there. That's why Ronald Reagan made that statement. And they've been scared, man, for a long time, because why? They was hoping that the rulership would continue from generation to generation, and it would never end. But it was never meant for your kingdom to last everlasting.
Right.
To be an everlasting kingdom. That was set up, and that was promised to David.
Yep.
The throne of David. You got to.
And when I was gonna say, we know, every empire has a lifespan of about 250 years. Come July 4th, 2026, America, aka Babylon the Great, will be exactly 250 years, and they supposed to have a whole year's celebration. Well, just like the scriptures say, when he is about to fill his belly, the Lord is going to rain that wrath upon him. Roughly paraphrasing.
That's right.
All right.
Go back to that second Ezra.
Okay, back in second Ezra chapter 13, verse 6, it says, "But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it." That's talking about that fathership, that the real big chariot.
That's right.
Gave it an image of at the beginning of this lesson. All right, the one that's going to cover the whole earth for the most part. All right. He says, "But I would have," verse 7, "but I would have seen a region or place whereout the hill."
Matter of fact, before you get that,
go ahead.
Before you get that, let me read this real quick, Baba Shah. This is Revelation 1 and 7. It says, "Behold, he cometh with clouds." The clouds is a metaphor for the chariots.
I'll get that.
It says, go ahead.
Yeah, this is Psalms 104 and 3. Just to back your point up. Okay. And it reads, Psalms 104, verse 3, "Who layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters, who maketh the clouds his chariot, who walketh upon the wings of the wind." All right.
There you go. Hey, simply put, man. So it says back in Revelation 1 and 7, "Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him." So it mentions the same thing in Revelation, all right, which John the Revelator, he's seen the people tremble or be afraid when Yahawashi show with the angels, man. So all these different accounts, they all link up with the same message. The same foretold message of future events that's to come. That's almost here.
And that Revelation 1 and 7 backs up what the angels told them in the book of Acts chapter 1. The same way you see him leaving is the same way he's going to return. He went up in that cloud, he's coming back in that cloud. All right.
You got it, brother.
All right. Back in 2nd Ezra chapter 13, verse 8, it says, "And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were so afraid, yet durst fight." So Yahawashi is going to put that spirit on them, to fight. They don't realize he's in control of everything. It's that Proverbs 21 and 1 says, "The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. He turneth it whatsoever he will." All right, so he's going to put that spirit on you all to fight, to show himself strong. The same way he did with ancient Pharaoh, he's doing with the modern day Pharaoh, who is Esau Edom. He gonna harden your heart, and you're gonna fight so he can show up so strong and destroy you.
Yep, you and other nations.
Yep.
Real quick precept, Isaiah 34. And I'm going right to the point. Isaiah 34:2, it says, "For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He had utterly destroyed them, he had delivered them to the slaughter." And we're reading about the slaughter right here.
Yep.
You know, this is pretty much what we're going into. Because they're going to be slaughtered, man.
Yep.
All right, they're going to be slaughtered by the Lord and the angels, man.
Yep.
And they know it, man. This is why they come so hard against us to try to shut down the truth, but you can do nothing against the truth but for the truth.
Come.
So hey, this all and the fact you do that, that's even prophecy.
Yep.
You know, gonna try to make us offended for the word, but hey, no matter what you do, prophecy will be fulfilled. The Lord's word will stand at the end of the day.
Come.
You got it, brother.
Okay, verse 2nd Ezra chapter 13, verse 9. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. Verse 10. But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth, which chariot, as it has been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. It says in verse 11, and they were all mixed together, that blast of fire, flaming breath, and great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and the smell of smoke. And I saw this, and I was afraid. So all of these heavenly elements combined together, that means Yahawashi is pissed. He intends on messing you up in the worst way. He's going to. All of these heavenly elements come together, and like he said, in a matter of moments, you just dust and smoke. All right.
Yep. And that's the coming destruction. All right, to you heathen, man.
Yep.
All right. Matter of fact, let me get something real quick. It was a precept I had that just came to mind, and I'm gonna bring it out where it wouldn't. It says Micah. Matter of fact, let me get this one real quick. Let's go to Jeremiah 10. All right, Jeremiah 10:25, and it reads, Pour out thy fury upon the heathen that know thee not, and upon the families that call not on thy name. For they have eaten up Jacob and devoured him and consumed him, and have made his habitation desolate. See, the Lord is gonna judge you nations for what you've done to us, man.
Yep.
Against his chosen beloved, people, all right, which is the apple of his eye. And the Heavenly Father ain't gonna forgive you for that, man.
Nope.
All right, because it says that what the Lord said he was sore displeased with the heathen. He was very sore displeased with you because he was only a little angry with us, and then you for our affliction, man.
Yep.
And there's countless examples of what you got to pay for, beginning with the top heathen nation Esau, on down to the rest of you, man.
And the head of his nation, Amalek.
All right. This is Micah 5:15, and I will execute vengeance. Matter of fact, let me start a little bit. Micah 5, and let me see, there's a little bit on this one. Let me go to the point because I don't want to hold you long. Micah 5:15, and I will execute vengeance in anger and fury upon the heathen, such as they have not heard. Right, because you got to think about it. The nations, they know about the different military capabilities. They know about tanks, naval ships, ground, hand-to-hand combat. They got the different handguns, different assault rifles. They got the different warplanes, and bombers, stealth bombers. They got the missiles, right? But the power that's gonna come from the heaven, they ain't gonna fathom that kind of power. That it could be that kind of power that's gonna come and destroy them. Because for someone to shoot out laser beams of fire, all right, that's going to disintegrate them, they don't got no technology like that.
No. And they recently got a taste of it. They shot that Hellfire missile at a chariot.
It ricocheted.
Yeah, it ricocheted, and then when it blew up, it took the remnants of that Hellfire missile with it.
Yep. Yeah, man, because your number just mere mortals, man.
Yep.
You know, you're just mere mortals, and that's all you can do is basically shoot your little carnal shit, which is not going to stand against spiritual powers. Which is Nahum 1:6. Who can stand before his indignation, and who can abide in the fierceness of his anger? His fury is poured out like fire, and the rocks are thrown down by him. See, the Lord is not of this world.
Right.
The angels is not of this world, man. All right. So you didn't think about the latter end of your wickedness.
Right.
All right. You didn't think about the consequences or the justice that's going to come.
Right.
All right. For all the atrocities and heinous acts of violence against us, man. You Esau, beginning with Amalek on down, and then you other nations, you Ishmaelites, you Moabites, Ammonites, Hamites, so on and so forth, man. Elam, all y'all, man.
I was gonna say, manifest destiny definitely has a part too. All right, and y'all didn't think it was gonna come, but it's on its way, and we seeing the signs now. That's why you're afraid. All right.
Yeah, because it's what surely is the righteous name of the Most High to recompense them that trouble you.
Yep.
All right, and you heathens have troubled us a lot, man.
A whole lot.
So the Lord's going to destroy you when He come, man. All right, because He's going to take vengeance. You know what I'm saying? And not meet thee as a man, and that's something you ain't prepared to deal with.
Right.
You can't deal with.
Right.
All right. So that's all I got.
Yeah. He's coming in all glory, man. So hey, that's what it is. Like I said, Lord put that spirit on Reagan to say that, and here it is, right in prophecy. And this, when he said that, this is what they were trying to hide. They were trying to hide this information.
Yes,
right? But it's always been there. So yeah. All right, so yeah, that's all I got too.
That's it.
All right, so with that, we hope this lesson was edifying to the elect body of the nation of Israel. Once again, going to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahawashi, Ba'Hashem, Rakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, teaching us this 100% truth. Salutations to them and our fellow Akim who labor in this truth week in and week out on the highways and byways. Also, salutations to the hopeful elect of the scattered 12 tribes of Israel, scattered to the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, also known as your Israelite foreigners, and your so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. To you, we say Shalom.
Shalom.
Kwam Yasharallah.
Kwam Yasharallah.
Abba Babar.
Abba Babar.
We got next. Shalom.
Shalom.